Hello, hello, everybody! I am Cassie Hereford. No, not really. That was my porn star name. I am the Great Jojo Man, and
if you wanted to know that,
yeah.
I know you've been dying to find
just
out.
Just throwing that out there for you guys.
Oh shit!
I'm the Great Jojo Man, and welcome to End of All Time Does D&D Apidged once again. I play the amazing Gideon Morningwood. We're here with James. James, what's your porn star name?
Oh God, what was it? Digger Earl.
Digger Earl, who plays Darton Zeal. We're here with Ems. What was your porn star name?
Monty Brackley.
Hello, Monty Brackley.
He'd be like very upper.
That's like upper class English pornography.
She should caress your inner thigh.
And you play the wonderful Lyra. And Pidge, what's your porn star name?
Leo Brooks.
Leo Brooks.
Oh yeah.
Leo Brooks just likes to fox.
Line up
And he is our
He likes
DM.
to fox.
He likes to fox.
Oh.
What the fuck's saying?
Yeah, so all silliness aside, hello, welcome to D&D. Pidge is our dungeon master. He's going to kill us all, miserably and nastily.
Hopefully.
So Pidge, where were we?
You had just saved 2 children from a cave of hobs, and at the end of the last episode,
We had our wicked way with them.
I
dear.
I actually asked people if they know where the quote on top of the Stonehenge
I've
was.
forgotten where it was.
I've got one.
The life of man, solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. And I don't think anybody really cares, but the answer was Thomas Hobbes.
Do you guess it?
Oh!
Oh!
Who is some philosopher years ago.
I don't know
And
who that is. I'm
Neither
very
do I.
uncultured.
It's some philosopher years ago who
What
apparently
a
his
couple.
last name was stolen to name Hobbes.
He must have been.
Apparently
nasty
the
man.
creature is named after the man. But anyway,
Doesn't say much for the man.
our heroes have just saved these 2 children from the Hobbs den and given them back to their mother, and they are continuing to escort 100 survivors from the destruction of Vandus to Upton Fields. They have been travelling for about 1 day exactly. Night has just gone and passed. They've woke up. Woman starts screaming she's lost the kids. They find the kids, come back, and Darton has just been handed a magical bow called Witherstring.
Oh, yeah, I was technically, but I decided to be ever so gracious.
And give it to
give
the
it
guy
to
who
the
can
archer.
actually shoot things.
Yeah. I should have just kept it this all day.
Nice bow you have there.
Very nice bow.
Should if I would
Nice
sell
bow.
it.
Be shame
Nice.
if it was given to someone who knew how to fire a bow. It's like you didn't get a broadsword and just being like, yeah!
I got a sword!
I
I'm swinging that sword around!
Okay. Right, so
That's
you
not
wake
what I
up,
got
everybody's
for
packed up, they were waiting for you to come back, and they're like, are we ready to go now? If you remember, there's like 100 people, and like 10 of them are have swords but aren't warriors.
Do you like need to heal? And, like, does anyone need to heal up?
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm
I'm kind
7
of
health.
fucked.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing okay, but I'm
happened to
gonna
me?
use
You went invisible to try and sneak
No, I know
around
what
them, rolled a
happened to
natural
me.
1, flattened yourself, became a mud monster, teleported behind them and got jumped on by 15 health.
Yeah. What was my injury roll?
You got shaky hands
Shaky
for
hands.
5 days.
5.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
use
I
2
ran
healing
into a
surges.
surge
2 healing
Which
surges.
basically does nothing unless
So
you...
I
Oh,
favour, 'cause you
fucking
saved mine.
balls.
You didn't help me
6,
until I was on
10,
the
11.
floor.
You heal
dead.
11,
Yeah,
so that puts you on
need
1.
till I was on the floor dead.
Why does this pen have no? Oh, it's the...
I got flattened by an end.
Because you have to take the lid off.
No, but there was
saved
there was 2 lids on this
I
pen.
there, turned into bare mode and just
You're
kicked
at
all our asses
21.
and woke you up.
I'm
and
at
you were
21
like, oh,
plus-
Like, go save the kids.
No,
not
you're
bed.
at 21 now.
Oh.
We were in the
You were
floor,
at
but
10.
So freaking out.
Oh yeah, so now I'm at.
21.
Just background noise then.
Anybody else want to do anything? Gideon's just trying to heal up.
I've got 2 restoration potions
You
according to
have
the sheet.
3 surges
Give
left,
them to
Gideon?
me.
Can I use my 3 healing surges and then drink a restoration, or does restoration just heal you?
The
Restoration will just heal you D10.
I'll swig one of them.
You heal D10?
Me.
Oh, nice D10.
I'm sure I got given some mad stuff.
No, you didn't.
Did I get
20.
given any potions?
No, that's a 2.
Oh, it's a 2. Damn.
No, you didn't.
22.
Oh.
And I'll use all 3 of my healing surges. Actually, no, I'll drink the restoration.
Unless Lyra gave you potions.
I give
30,
you a
free.
potion.
We'll look on your
3,
items and see if
5.
you have any potions.
I have 25, and then the healing surges.
Oh.
Can you buy Grand Health potions?
Oh, maybe she didn't. Oh well.
I'll keep one of my healing surges, I'll use 2 of
It's
them.
expensive.
12, 30, 40, 50, 17.
So Darthan, you heal 17, which puts you to full.
Yeah.
33.
I've got 33.
Okay, I'd like to use my Vial of Eternity on my
33 hit points.
my grand potion, my grand health potion.
I'm curious as to when this Vial of Eternity is going to run out.
Me too.
I've got one restoration on.
Guys, what? You doing what?
Can I use my Vial of Eternity on my grand health potion?
Yes.
Get 3 of them.
You only have 1 grand health potion left.
Yes.
Pour it in, pour it out into 3.
Okay, I use that. So now I've got 2, right?
Got 1 healing surge left.
Choose one of those, so it's D20, right? 17! Fuck yeah!
You have 17 more healing surges.
Okay, so I have 17 now. I'd like to
That's
use...
a lot of healing surges.
That's what happens when you have a grand healing
I'm
potion.
just going to use as many that I can when I...
I can grant healing potion.
So you
Does
heal
more than
7.
restoration potion.
So 14.
Do you want me to just count it up for you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you've healed 7 to your current 7, so you have 14. Yep.
There's another one for 4.
4, so that puts you on 18.
There's another one, got 5.
23.
There's another one,
Plus 8, which puts you on
5.
31. 31. 6, 7, 8, 9. Puts you on 39.
Use it again.
You need 7 more health. The average on 2d6 is 7.
Yep.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, you're full.
Excellent, so I'm full.
And how many surges do you have left?
6. I used 11. So I have 11.
You used 11.
No, I have 11.
Oh, I was going to say. Okay. So you guys are healed up?
Yes, we are. I'm on 44 health. This is really bad. I don't, yeah.
You're just eating cookies now. So you guys.
Oh my god!
So what are you guys
Why
doing?
did you do that? This is just...
Everyone's basically sat around watching you guys patch your wounds up, being like, "Can we go?" Yeah.
I'm like, no, shut up, people.
Let us move on, lad!
Where did you see you finding Hobbs?
We're just like wandering down the let's go home.
No.
Okay.
James is there saying, we didn't see you fight any fucking hobs.
Ooh.
Okay, so you carry on down the road. The rest of the day, marching onwards down to Upton Fields. Several hours pass, completely uneventfully. You pass no other travellers, and basically you're walking on pretty fine for like good 6 or 7 hours. And can you all make perception checks, please?
When all of a sudden, something goes...
I rolled.
Well, I rolled a 17.
Continuous 17. That's really like.
Darcy rolled a 4. Gideon rolled on the floor.
9.
I got a 9.
And what are your totals with your perception bonuses?
9.
9, oh shit.
You got a 4.
God,
I think
God.
this is 3.
Mine's 21.
Yeah, Larry definitely sees it. Me,
Yeah,
you don't.
so 9, 10, 11, 12.
So, Gideon and Darton are just walking on, the caravan moving behind them, and Lyra's elven ears perk up and twitch as she hears the sound of galloping coming from behind.
Oh no.
Dude, I hate horses.
Wow.
From which
Behind
direction?
us.
We should do something about
We'll go to the back of the convoy. I'm going to go to the back of the convoy then.
Do you want to move everyone over to the side of the road, maybe?
Oh, where's the coconut? Where's the coconut?
Well, they're in the distance at the moment, so you can't really hear
Give me,
them.
give me the...
Should we move the convoy over to the other side of the road, maybe get out of the way? Is there like a field or something?
Yeah, there's like farming
Okay,
fields
I'm
and
just
things
gonna
like
go. Ladies and gentlemen,
You
please.
can actually see in the distance what it is coming towards you. It seems like 3 figures on horseback riding towards you at some speed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please move to the sides. There are some people coming. Let's get move.
There is a people.
Move. There's some people coming.
Somebody goes, "There's 3 of them. There's 100 of us and a cart. Can they not go around?"
I agree. They can easily ride around us.
Fine.
Any
The gentleman has a point.
Fine, let's go to the front of the fucking convoy then. Let's do your boring ass thing.
And
I
you
want us to move 100 people.
now you
then.
can see the people getting closer as they're riding really freaking
Are they
fast.
dangerous?
They seem to be. You see that all 3 of them are human riders that are riding in kind of a triangle formation.
A vanguard formation.
Yes.
Or a delta formation.
2 of them seem to be knights and are wearing light plate mail. And their horses are wearing white and gold heraldry. Can you guys all make another perception check, please?
I'm having a really hard time sitting up to
Oh, I got 2. That's even worse.
I
than
got a
before.
6.
Lyra,
7, 8,
you
9.
recognise the heraldry on the white kind of tabards of the horse as a golden sun, which is the symbol of Carvelis, which is one of the 4 major cities, which is known as the Holy City. So two of them are in light plate mail, and their horses have heraldry of Carvelis. And the rider in the centre wears a dark red riding cloak over, it seems like really dark clothes. And they draw their weapons as they're riding towards you. What do you do?
Run to the front.
Oh shit, I'm sure I've got some spells that could help.
I'm going to draw my bow and draw an arrow and ready to fire at them if they attack me.
Can you hold purse on the horse? So they...
Not a person.
Well, I'm not press, I'm so called used to in the prayer department.
Can I ice up the floor underneath the horses so the horses go bang and not
Yeah, you can.
spaz out?
Potentially, but it's dirt.
Yeah, but it's...
You'd have to wet the dirt
Oh,
first.
balls to it, right, okay. I'm going to ready an arcane blast, actually, ready to like blast them off if they...
Can I run to the centre of to the back of the convoy?
I've drawn a bow, ready and an arrow.
So you're all at the... Basically, you're all
facing them, yeah.
Yeah,
I've drawn my bow, ready and an arrow.
Everyone turns around like, what the hell's going on?
Arcane blast, getting ready.
Where's the music?
Arcane blast, getting ready. Nobody can see this at home. Nobody can see it.
He's like, let's describe.
Why are they
it.
attacking?
Okay, so they
I'm
carry
doing
on,
a Rasengan, alright.
they carry on charging forwards, and the 2 knights fan out around you and kind of circle you. And with their they have crossbows on their backs, and you can see they have swords by their sides. So they've got their crossbows like
I
pointed
thought
at.
they drew their swords.
They do their weapons. They
Oh,
do
okay.
their crossbows. I may have said swords, but I meant weapons. So they draw their crossbows, and they're kind of circling the group. And the guy in the Red Riding Hood kind of walks up and kind of stops his horse. And as the people circle around, this is a bit loud. As the horses circle around, all the people kind of wrangle in like sheep, getting circled, and they're all kind of bunched up.
Gideon stands ever defiant, as usual.
And you, the man in the Red Riding Cloak draws this ornate silver-bladed sword and looks down towards you and says, "Keep calm, everybody.
Thank you. Okay.
Don't sneeze." Perfect timing. He draws his sword from the top of his horse and says, "Keep calm, everybody. This is an official matter. We are enforcers of the great city Carvelis, and we believe there is a notorious murderer amongst your numbers. If everybody stays calm and is compliant, we will eradicate the snake from your midst and send them to justice. But be warned, anyone who attempts to flee or obstruct our investigation will be dealt with swiftly and without mercy."
Okay. Don't do anything stupid.
What are you on about? You're the
Is he a
murderer.
knight? Is he a knight?
There's 2 knights, and there's one guy who's in like black leather clothes. Like, he's just like in like black leather clothes with this red
Well, I was
riding
gonna ask-
cloak over him.
Did he announce himself as who he is?
What?
Did he announce himself as who he is?
He just said it was official business from Carvelis.
Sir.
Who may you be, sir?
He steps down, keeping his sword pointing at you. He jumps off his horse, keeping his sword pointing at you. And he goes, "Are you the leader of this group?"
We are escorting them to
Safety.
safety. Bandits was attacked, of course, so we're getting these people to a safer place. We're escorting them. We're their protection, as it were. We had no knowledge of any murderer amongst them. However, if there is one, I wish to aid you however I can. Good.
Good luck.
Good.
GG. We're just there like, yeah, great, well done.
He goes, "If you are the leader of these people, and you can indeed help them conform while we carry out our investigation, it would be very much needed."
Okay.
Of course, what do you need of us?
Yes. It is strange, and I do not wish to give you all of our evidence straight away, but could you separate all of those with red hair?
Of course.
Yeah, we know where all that is.
People!
Have to explain
As
to
you
them
have
what's going on.
There is a murderer amongst us!
Oh, that's right. Tell the murderer that.
Oh, wow.
I need all people to separate red hair and non-red hair. Red hair to the
no souls.
red hair to the left, non-red to the right. Please, can you separate now?
Here
They-
and normal people here.
They scramble to either side of the
We're just like, don't panic, people. It's okay. You don't have anything to worry about.
There you go, sir. They have separated accordingly.
They scramble to either side, and he gets out a handkerchief from amongst his armor, and you see in it that there is a long red hair,
Oh,
and he kind of puts his hand over it, and his hand glows,
really?
and then he looks at the people and goes, it's not specific. I can't decide which one of you it is.
Okay.
And he goes, the person must have moved into town recently. We will begin investigations of these people and find out who's moved in.
Okay.
My lord, are you a seeker by any chance?
He says,
Popular seeker. Does he
Pidge
catch
knows
the
what a
snitch?
seeker is.
He
It
catches
doesn't.
the
It's
snitch.
not
He
Harry
catches
Potter
the
related.
snitch.
It's not Harry Potter related. It's
Aw.
D&D related. Am I right, Pidge?
I don't
Or is
know.
it not? Oh no! I thought that you might have read it. Or a seeker in D&D normally is someone that has an innate ability to be able to find another. Like basically, he is an Eye of Mordecai, but he can.
no,
but he can-
there's just spells that can locate.
Ah,
something,
right,
but
okay.
you have to have like parts of them to find it.
I was gonna say on
Do you think
because on some of the D&Ds that I've listened to and I do like the whatever.
Yeah.
There's like these characters called seekers, and they can do that. If they're like, they normally like hunt wizards and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Because
I'd
if
like
they get
to
like
be
their
a
spell
seeker
book,
if
they
I
But basically, what they do is the two knights stay on horseback and circle him, and one by one, this guy in the red hood kind of questions the people. Do you want to do anything while he's doing this?
I'm gonna go up to Dark.
Do you still have your bow drawn?
I've loaded it now.
Okay.
I've got it drawn, but I've
I'm
loaded it.
going up to Dar and say, hi. Do you know anyone who's moved into town with red hair?
No, would I know anyone who moved into Vandus recently with red hair?
Yeah.
Who would
I
that
might
be?
do, because I
Who
can't
might
remember.
that be? I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Who would
Let me check the voice
You
in my
know
head to
that
tell me
there
what
is
to do.
there is a girl called Sally Saltz who moved in a few months ago, and she's only 19, and she came here on her own on a cart with a few other people. But the other people left, and she kind of stayed there, and she's become like a real pillar of the community. Like she's always helping out the church, always wanted to bandage up wounded soldiers. She's like a genuinely nice person.
Guess
You
what?
know
folks? She's not.
of a couple that have just moved in, but you've not really spoken to them. You've just seen them around and heard people talk about them. You know that there's a guy who moved in not that long ago, but he kind of keeps to himself at the edge of the forest, like he's got his own little hut, and he doesn't really talk to anybody. And the only other guy who moved in quite a while ago, like probably exactly on like 3 months ago, he's kind of a normal guy. He's just
It's him.
he's a very average
It's
guy.
him.
He's actually a woodcutter around town. He just kind of like
So I
you see him
would know
around.
these-
He's delivered
and-
food to you and
he's
delivered
part- and
horse
he's
to your
part of
house
the
and
group.
stuff.
Oh, he's
What?
solid.
And he's part of the group.
All of these people seem to be part of the group, and eventually, after the interrogations, those are the people who seem to be picked out as the final candidates.
Coincidence?
So
Right,
these
it's
four
not.
these four people are lined up, and the man in the red cloak very sternly walks up and down the line and says, "State your names." The guy who you knew who was the woodcutter says, Gail Heatherson.
Oh, that's a cute name.
He's about 30. He's an average-looking guy. He's got shoulder-length red hair, blue eyes, and a kind of tanned tunic. He then turns to the next one and says, "Name." She says, "Haley Nerin," and her boyfriend is like being held back by one of the knights. He's like, "Don't fucking touch her." And he's like, "Calm down. You're just making things worse." The next guy, who's the guy who lives on the edge of town, and is pretty solitary. He goes, "Dwindle Mile," and he goes, "Speak up." He goes, "Dwindle Mile, sir." He goes, "Okay." And you, last one. And this is this 19-year-old girl, and she goes, "Sally Saltz."
Aw.
He goes,
So,
very well.
And I was looking at Pidge's reaction
And
to
he-
see if he gave anything away.
He once again puts his hand to this red hair and scans his hand over the people and goes, "No, still can't decide."
What?
You, priest, come here. as he signals to Darton.
I'll wander over. Yes, right. What do you need of me?
Yes. You're of that town?
I am.
Yes. I must speak with you in private.
Of course.
And he takes Darton to one side. He says, could you assist me in my investigation? As a man of faith, I know you understand the serious nature of what we're after.
I endeavour to bring all criminals to justice. I will do all I can to aid you.
Why you...
No.
Shut up. He says, well, we are searching for a masked murderer.
A masked murder.
A mass
murder.
You don't hear
As
anything.
in,
So
like-
this is like...
I was
This is
questioning what you were saying
pulling
then.
Darton to one side. He says, we are searching for a mass murderer, accused with the slaughter of a lord of Carvelis, the holy city. The assailant left behind this clump of bright red hair in their escape. We have been hunting this person for almost 4 months now. We lost track of the person round about Trollbridge, which is kind of just on the other side of the mountain from where Vandus is.
Oh, the trolls that live under a bridge.
It has this whole history to it, don't worry. Trollbridge. If you go there, you'll find out.
Okay.
He goes,
Next
we
up.
lost track of them around Trollbridge, but we believe that they have been hiding in Vandus, and they have for the last 3 months. Do you think you could help us with our investigation? Do you know these people well enough? I have a tracking spell on this ring that has brought me to this place, and I have managed to find your group, but I cannot tell which one of these 4 it is. Though surely it is one of them. I understand that helping us find the murderer is important to you also, before they turn on your group.
If it would protect the group and the lives of others, that of course would do as well. I don't know much about them, I'm afraid. I know of them and how long they have been in Vandus. However, other than that, I cannot say.
Yes. Well, could I ask you to question these people as a friendly face, as opposed to one as imposing as me and my enforcers?
I can. Yes, I can question them.
Very well.
What is it you wish me to ask them? I'll find out.
See what you can find out about when they got here and what they've been doing since they moved in. Remember, we are just looking for a serial murderer. This person seems completely crazed and only cares about killing.
May I consult
I'm surprised
with my
of...
companions?
Pardon?
May I consult with my companions over this? Maybe they'll be able to assist me further.
Provided your companions are not one of these 4, yes.
Excellent.
I'm a wizard.
That was never...
Just cut
That I never considered. However, I shall be cautious.
Dude,
He says, I will watch over your investigation and be ready to move if anyone bolts.
dude, why don't you just use the eye of Mordecai on the hair?
Oh, for God's sake, that was my idea.
Yeah, well, I was about to come back to you and ask you if what would your suggestions be. Gideon's just suggested using the eye of Mordecai.
I just use the eye of Mordecai on the
Well,
top of her.
let's see if that'll work then. I suggest we don't obviously do it in plain sight.
Say that Gideon has a spell that can also,
Is it captain?
you know.
Sorry?
Is
that
it captain
will
in the
help
guy?
out. You know, you can.
Do I?
Yeah.
I'll
He's
shout.
an enforcer.
Yeah, I'll shout.
Oh, right.
Enforcer.
Oh, no, shut.
No,
Stop, stay your tongue, man.
I've already said enforcer.
He's not even walked back up to you.
Is he not? Oh,
No.
right, okay.
No.
Don't mention that.
No, why not mention it?
Because I might have a spell wink,
Oh, yeah,
wink
yeah.
that do it rather than going, hey, here's this
Enforcer.
fucking powerful
I
artifact.
believe my wizard friend may have a spell he possesses that may be able to aid us in a search. Similar to yours, however, I don't believe it works in the same way. It might be able to aid me. If you excuse me, I'll conduct the investigation on your
Talk
behalf.
really fast.
I do. Have a good day, sir. I shall conduct the investigation on your behalf. Excuse me while I go about my business.
Ask for the fucking hair.
May I have the hair?
Yes. What for?
My companion, a wizard, he has spells he possesses that may be able to aid us.
Bring the wizard to me.
Oh, here we go.
Gideon, a moment, please.
I'm a wizard! Yes, hello!
This
Every
is
fucking time.
this is Gideon Moneywood.
They're just cracking up
An associate of mine. I've not known him for long, however, he's loyal and can be trusted.
Yes, I can. What do you want? What
We're
do
lucky
you
he
need
doesn't
from
know
me?
that you're lying.
I've told the enforcer that you know knowledge and skills that you possess that may able to.
Indeed I do. Indeed I do. I can ascertain whether or not this hair belongs to a certain person. Might be able to aid us in some clues. But we must. I need quiet in order to do it. I must away behind this bush.
You know what? You know what wizards are like.
The hair comes back slightly stickier than usual.
The enforcer goes, if there's anything you can do it in front of us. I don't want any sneaky moves. For all I know, you could be in cahoots with the murderer.
Believe me, if I wanted you dead, I could have killed you anyway. But whatever. Okay, so I'll just fucking.
He kind of does a smile.
Okay.
Gideon's got his staff pointed at his crotch at this point. Don't try it.
The two knights instantly point their crossbows at you.
It's like, Gideon, can you go about?
He goes, what is the spell?
Well, it's not.
I'm in possession. I'm in possession of a seeker orb, you see, and it is attuned to myself personally. It will not work with anybody else. Might I have this clump of hair so I might see?
He'll be able to do it in front of you.
He goes, I would be happy to give you it as long as you do your spell in front of me.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that's quite alright then.
Then he
Who actually has the Eye of Mordecai? Is it me or is it?
Me.
Lyra.
Emily has it.
Oh.
I'm not even there with you
Lyra.
guys. I'm just wandering about.
Oh shit! I thought I had it.
No.
Oh,
Just ask
can we
your-
backtrack instead? 'Cause I thought
We
I
can
had
just say you got it off her.
it. Okay, yeah.
It doesn't
I
matter.
legitimately thought I had
It
it.
doesn't matter. Just let me see the hair. Be right back.
So I'll take this clump of hair and
Is the
I'll.
guy handsome?
Yeah, he's pretty
Are you
nice.
gonna try and?
He's
have
kind of
sex
got
with him?
short, slick.
If Mokai don't work,
He's a
then
priest?
using magic to mask him.
He's not a priest.
Yes.
He's got like short, slick back black hair and like with small cut off ponytail and like a red ribbon. And he has kind of a very well trimmed dark brown goatee.
Gideon, do you have the secret orb with you?
I do have the secret orb indeed. Now, one thing,
Bushy
I don't know why Gideon's got all mad now.
I don't know. Don't know, chap. Let's get on with one.
Yes, well, sorry, my voice would have been funny then, yes. The secret orb will allow me to see. However, if it doesn't allow me to see, then I can only imagine that the suspect has shielded themselves in some powerful magic. So we must
Blah
be
blah
careful.
blah blah.
It's all very wizard stuff, but yes. So I'll take the.
He's
the
like
thing
this.
and
He's
I'll-
very
What does
eccentric.
it
Just
say?
bear with him.
So I'll use the Eye of Mordecai on the on the hair.
You look at the hair, you look in the eye of Mordecai, and you see blackness.
Ooh,
Complete cloud of darkness.
that is dark magic indeed.
Okay, I'm just. Oh, they're dead.
If this doesn't work, my friend, maybe use a
They were dead.
arcana
I'll show you
to
what.
try and
Would you
detect
really?
any
Oh,
magical
of course,
use.
yeah, my
in the
God.
area.
Yes,
My-
yes,
my
that'd be a very good idea. So as Gideon peers into the idea, yes. One of two outcomes. I'm talking out loud to
Yes.
everybody.
No shit.
There is one of two outcomes here, or maybe two outcomes of one thing. I don't know. But my secret orb. I'll put the secret orb back away. My secret orb reveals nothing to me but blackness. Now, either the person to whom this hair belongs to is got some very, very powerful magic that is masking it.
Or in the room.
Oh, they're
dark
dead.
room. No, it would still show a body.
Hmm?
It still
It still
shows.
show a
Well, you
body.
remember my mother? It showed my mother grave.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it does show dead stuff, doesn't it?
They could be in a very dark room.
Either that or they're in some. It shows only blanks. Either they have some very powerful shielding magic,
Or they're lying in a hole.
or they're somewhere very, very dark, which would mean they're not actually here. So I'm gonna put my secret orb away. Can I do an Arcana test on the people? On the 4 people? Is it 4 or 5 people?
Or
4. There's like 4 people,
Well,
but
Gideon,
one
maybe-
of their boyfriends is like trying to
Well,
grab one of them out like he's a pole. But
if Gideon is an arcana check, will you be able to detect any of them that are using magic? Like the
I
orb?
can detect magic.
You can detect magic on each one of them.
Okay, so can I just do I have to roll individually on each person?
you have to roll.
Yeah, you will have to.
Okay, so I'll go up to the 90.
The first guy's called the girl,
The guy's the girl.
Sally,
Put my hand out. Do an Arcana check. And that's an 11.
with an arcana of
11.
With my Arcana's gone up. My Arcana is 12. Yeah.
you feel
Sorry, just got an arse in the face then.
no magical presence.
Next one.
Okay. Next one.
Check the fella.
That's a 10.
Check the boy. Check the bloke that's putting back.
This is on Dwindle. This guy lives on his own, and you feel no magical presence.
Do it again.
Oh, that was a 20.
You
Oh.
will know magical
Um,
presence.
You feel a very faint magical presence coming from the girl whose boyfriend's trying to put in.
Oh, so I'm not at her yet.
You feel that
I was just doing it on Dwindle then. So if I felt that, so it must be her.
No, you did it on Dwindle and didn't see. You did it on Sally, didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
Did it on Dwindle, didn't feel anything.
Girlfriend.
Did it on the girl, felt
the faint.
some kind of magic coming from her.
Check the bloke. The boyfriend.
And now there's one other guy, and the boyfriend's like.
Well, I'll test the boyfriend after. I'll go to the next guy along.
Gale.
It's a 10. That's a 22.
You feel a very faint magical presence.
Who do you think it is, guys? I'm just gonna ask you.
I'm gonna be to the boyfriend.
One who's going.
God, bring. I don't know why Gideon's gone like this all of a sudden. Can you? I don't know why. Why would you do that?
I don't know why.
I cannot think.
I don't know. I'll say to the guard. Guard, bring that fellow there closer.
He goes, yeah, let me go. And the guy pulls his hands off and he's like, fucking bastard.
So I'm just
And he
gonna.
walks up. Just so you know, this guy is like mid-30s, he's brooding looking, he's physically fit, he's wearing a black shirt with a sword by his side. He looks very kind of jockish.
Okay, I'm gonna. No. On him. That's a 16.
You feel no magic.
So it's not him. Yes. I believe I've narrowed it down to these two here. They both have a magical aura coming from them. Now, I don't know. There's a lot of hand movements today, guys, that nobody listening can actually see. So it must be these two here. I'm going to point to the two where the magical aura was coming off.
The leader guy, who is called Case, by the way, just so you know.
Okay.
Nice. He
Pretty name.
he says, "What evidence do you have of this?"
Well, I detect no magical presence on these other two, but these two here, they do give off somewhat of a magical aura.
And how do I know you're not lying? I cannot see these magical auras.
That's because you're not a wizard, my friend.
Then I cannot use your evidence then.
Well, put it. Well, let me question then. To the girl. Tell. What's her name? Do we know her name?
You can ask her name.
So what is your name?
The girl.
Yeah.
The one you felt the magical aura.
Yeah.
She's called Haley Naren.
So she'll obviously tell me her name. So Haley, let's go for a drink. No, I would. Do you have?
You like fuck up.
I'll be like, speak nice to a wizard, or I'll turn you into something nasty. So tell me, do you have any kind of magical magical talismans or anything on your person? Maybe something that somebody gave you, or anything at all?
She says, I have my necklace, but I don't see how that's got anything to do with murder.
Well, it is quite important. Please, show me this necklace.
She kind of pulls her shirt apart at the neck, and you see this kind of fine silver lace with a charm of one of the gods on it, but you don't know which one.
Case.
Can I do a further arcana test on it?
Yeah.
That's a 9. That's a 6. Sorry.
You feel that it is magical, but you don't know what magic.
I'm gonna ask Case what he knows of the assailant. Would they easily be provoked?
I'm not done yet.
Into violence.
I'm not done yet. I'm gonna go to the. I'm gonna say to the. So this girl's pendant is somewhat magical, although I don't sense it powerful enough to mask my seeker orb. I'll go to the next guy. You, sir, what is your name?
He goes, the name's Gale.
Gale, do you have by any chance any magical items on your person? Any magical talent?
He says, I'm not a wizard, no.
I wasn't asking if you were a wizard. I just don't have any magical talismans, magic rings, anything that could be classed as magical.
Yes. He goes, no, not that I know of.
Does he have a sword? Does he have any weapons? Does he have a bow?
What a mysterious case we have here.
By the way, Gale is the woodcutter guy, not the solitary guy.
Well, I'm stumped.
Oh, wow, well
So you turn to Case.
Case, and I'm gonna ask him the profile of the murderers you know of. do they have a particularly violent temperament, easily to be provoked?
Yes.
Would they be able to be aroused into anger quite easily?
Yes. Says, we have never actually seen the person. We would not have this problem. There's always a small amount of violence and murders in Carvelis, it being such a large city. Even though a holy one, we still have the skeletons in our closets. But one of our high lords, he was slain.
You said it was a mass murderer.
How was he? How?
Serial.
Not
So
mass.
So he's
I
killed.
said mass.
Yeah, so he's killed
Mass.
loads of
Mass.
people.
What were his
He
injuries?
killed loads of people. Who else has he killed?
He goes,
She.
What did he die of?
Yeah, how did he die? What were his injuries?
a knife to the neck.
Oh, that's painful.
But one of the servants just happened to walk in.
Did you find
Shush,
the?
shush, shush.
Sorry,
Go
go
on,
on.
explain.
One of the servants just happened to walk in upon his death, kind of intrigued by the noises behind the door. And as the maid walked in, she saw an assailant leap out of the window, wearing a black. She nearly saw the end of a black cloak, and this red hair was left on the window.
Was the cut fine or rough, jagged? Did it look like the cut of a professional?
On closer inspection, what
It
was
was
the
a
wound?
sharp dagger to the side of the neck.
So it was
So
a
it was a stab to the side of the neck, which would mean it would have just literally a dagger-sized entry wound. There'd be no slitting. There'd just be a hole.
Search him.
Ah, yes, that is a good idea, Darton.
Why are you looking at me?
Guards, if you would be so kind as to search the
because they wouldn't have discarded it on the way
suspects
out.
for any knives, daggers, or offensive weapons they may have on their possession.
Or pointy things.
Kay says, my guards have already searched them, just to make sure nobody made any moves. They had nothing.
Oh,
Anyone wearing black?
hang on.
Black cloak.
Was there a lot of blood on the scene?
Yes, all over his desk.
Well, it was 4 months ago. They would have washed their hands.
Ah, yeah. I forgot this one. I was gonna say under the fingernails. See if there's like blood on any
what
fingernails.
else? Okay.
God damn it!
It's not like
Why did I
there's
take that
any
forensics
blood.
course in sixth form? God damn it! It's like fucking CSI D&D over here.
The guy who was being held back says, see, you've got fuck all, let us go.
Why are you
And
so
the guard
angry?
point his crossbow.
I've just got a quick question.
And he quickly
How
shuts
long are you willing to hold these people for?
it, as long as we need to.
I have an honesty ring.
Oh, you totally do! High five! Yeah!
Yes, you did.
Go to each one.
Oh, hey, look at that!
I know she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't. That's what I was going to. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to.
Can you
I'm
just
sorry.
do it one by one then?
It's
Can
okay.
you do it one by one? And just put
No,
the-
it has to wait. I have to wait 24
I
hours.
think it has a cooldown, I think.
Yeah. So if we're willing to wait 4 days.
Let me just check what I actually
Unless
wrote
you picked right the
about
first
that.
I
time.
know. Yeah.
He says, if we cannot find one suspect that is truly guilty, and we have sufficient evidence, I will simply take them all.
That's not good. We'll be losing the lives of innocent people.
Okay.
To save many more.
Okay, let's look at the profiles that we've got here.
It's true the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Lyra, your ring of honesty, let's just check.
Go spark. Go spark. Yes, spark.
Zoom out, zoom in. Yeah, daily. Cast honesty on somebody for 1 hour.
If you were going to use it, I suggest you use it on the boyfriend. He seems very angry for no reason whatsoever.
They said they're holding his girlfriend.
Just right. Do you want me to give you a quick profile of each one?
Yeah, please.
So,
I'm getting really confused.
The first one you have is Gale Heatherson. He's in his mid-30s. He is a average-looking guy, shoulder-length red hair, blue eyes, tan tunic, and he says that he was just a woodcutter around town, and Darcy confirms this because he's seen him. Basically, his job is just go to the forest, get wood, bring it back to the town. There's Hayley Narron, who is the one who had the necklace. She's in her late 20s. She's a pretty good-looking girl. She has olive skin with shoulder-length red hair. She's wearing leather pants and a white shirt. She was kind of just a
That's why.
yeah, kind of like a hunter's wife kind of thing. Basically, the guy who's her boyfriend, he was a hunter, but for some reason didn't die or refused to fight.
So he's a coward, basically.
And then you have Blake Farafold. He's in his mid-30s. Blake Farafold's the boyfriend, by the way. Brooding looking.
Is he ginger as well?
No, he's got black hair. Brooding-looking, physically fit guy wearing a black shirt, sword by his side. He says that he lived in Vandus for a long, long time, and Darcy knows to be true. And you know that Haley has just moved in with him a few months ago.
Perfect alibi.
Then you
maybe
have-
maybe he took the hair.
Anyone who's been living in Vandus for over 4 months won't be the assailant, as it's been 4 months they've been searching.
And then, no, these are kind of the people who have just moved in, like within the last 3 months. You have Dwindle Mild, who's 40 odd. He's kind of sad-eyed. He's skinny. He's very introverted. Like his like stance is very kind of awkward. He's wearing a pale blue shirt. He's basically just kind of
A dweeb.
completely doesn't want anything to do with the situation. And then there's Sally Saltz. She's 19. She basically just moved here, become a real pillar of the community. She has a sewing shop, like a tailor shop, who she fixes people's clothes, and she always helps out the church and helps out the hunters when they're injured. And she's a real go-getter kind of girl.
Fucking tough. Oh my god,
So there
Paige,
you go.
you are a bastard. You've had so much time to think about this as well.
Sometimes when it's something so good, sometimes it's too good to be true.
So
It
you,
seems
so
too
you,
much.
Yeah, but at the same time,
So
you've
ju-
got.
just so you know, you have kind of the woodcutter guy, the girl who's got the boyfriend, the guy who lives on the edge of town, and the good girl.
Okay.
Feel free to question them as you will.
So that girl's moved
Says
in
Case.
with this bloke.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to. I'll go up to.
I'm sure it's the girlfriend and the girlfriend of that bloke, and he's been angry because he's trying to hide the fact she's murdered this bloke.
But
Maybe
why
it's
is they
not-
murdered?
That's a
Maybe,
hunch.
maybe it's not that. Maybe one of them was framed. Maybe the boyfriend did it, but took her hair. to frame us like he got
Why
out.
would he be so protective of her if he was trying to frame her?
Because then it would be too obvious. If he's like, yeah, take her away, yeah, it's her, then it'd be like, well, that's not very nice. Why are you doing that? You killed her, he's doing that on purpose.
I say we give him all.
Murderers are very clever.
Yeah, I think he's so protective.
Blake hears you say this and says, "What the fuck? I'm not even ginger." Basically, he goes, he's kind of dumb.
I'm not even ginger!
He's kind of dumb. He's just like, obviously not me. Not even ginger.
Where
Maybe-
is everybody from?
I think we need more evidence on the crime. So what do we know about the crime? Okay, so this rich twat.
It was a
killed.
knife. It was a knife stab wound to the neck, and that's all we know.
Someone saw them.
Someone saw them dive out the window. If they saw him dive out the window, they'd be able to know roughly if it was a male or female. You should
What?
do.
No, they know. Not if they saw the end of a cloak.
If that's all.
Tell me,
they wouldn't know if
what's
it's-
the guard dude's name?
Case.
Tell me, Mr. Case. Oh wow, Case. Because it's a case that we're trying to crack.
Wow. Oh yeah.
It's a case of a K,
Oh,
motherfucker.
it's caseception. Okay, so Mr. Case, tell me, the room in which this murder was committed, how high up was it? Was it first floor, second floor?
Second floor.
Second floor. So if they dove out of a window, they must have a decent amount of acrobatic ability.
It was part of the Lord's complex. There was a roof not 4 feet below.
Ah, damn it. How did they get down then as well?
Easy. Triple. Down.
Says,
up.
we do not know.
This is quite perplexing.
We're
No.
shit investigators.
But come on, I hate anything to do mental wise because I'm shit at it.
Well, it's boring if I just make fights all the time.
I know. I'm not the brain.
There's not enough to go on. The ginger, you don't
Yeah,
know
there
much
is-
about the person.
there's
There's
not enough.
not enough about the person that we can find out.
There's not enough evidence.
Says, feel free to question them.
Hint,
They may not-
question.
We haven't questioned them yet. Like,
Says,
how long
if
have
you
they been
cannot
bandaged?
find, if you says, if we cannot find who it is, then I will simply just take them all,
Alright, so
and we will
this-
question them in Carvelis.
Okay, let's just
We have our ways.
take one at a time and just ask them a
In other words,
series
we'll
of
talk for him
questions.
to get the answers.
Yeah.
Right, can we ask them one at a time and take them for a series of questions?
Yeah.
Okay, who do you want first?
Start with the
We
girl.
should do it so that they're not within earshot.
Okay.
Take
Because
them off.
otherwise,
Take them aside from the group. Have a one-to-one discussion with them in private. Start with the girl first.
Let's do some serious roleplay now, lads.
You, 19-year-old, salt, tea,
salty soon.
Sally Salt.
salty Sal, come
Right,
here.
okay, let's take her over, okay.
She says, yes.
We wish to have a quiet word with you.
Okay.
Only a series of questions, nothing too complex.
She agrees to follow you.
So we'll pull her off to one side.
Case gets on his horse and follows you. He says, just in case she decides to run.
Okay.
What if it's Case?
I just came to tell you there was a murderer nearby. It's me, but it's not.
Maybe you
I'm
found someone.
going to make you question your own people, just in case there was 100 people walking down this path, so that you wouldn't suspect that it was me all along.
Okay,
Murderers are clever. Alright.
Sally Salts, how long have you been living in Vandus?
She says, about 2 months now.
Why is she like an old man?
And before Vandus, where did you come from?
She says, I'm from Upton Fields.
Okay, alright then, this is good.
So she's from some fields.
So, do you know who the court wizard is in Upton Fields?
The man with purple robes. I don't know his name.
Okay. You know the Lord of Upton Fields?
Oh, Duke Rascus, yes.
That's a
Do
good
you,
idea,
were you,
actually.
okay,
See
no,
what
wait,
I-
2 months ago. Okay, so were you
Where
there?
were you on the night of blah 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 blah
No,
blah?
wait, no, were you there when the dark elf appeared? You must have, it was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
You didn't think of this.
Says, the Dark Elf. We were all kicked out of the town. That's what you mean.
Yeah, oh well, it was a dark elf, but you know, that's... They're...
Wait,
okay.
hang on, right, okay. Why don't
Where
we...
did you live before in Upton
says-
Fields?
Well, I was an orphan at a young age, and I was born in Upton Fields and grew up in the orphanage, and
I've been
eventually when I became of age, I learned I had an aptitude for textiles, but there are many renowned seamstresses, textilers.
Why do I know that word?
That's the word I was looking for. There's many renowned seamstresses in the big city, so I came to Vandus to try and make a little money.
So peddle my word.
Oh well, okay, that seems plausible.
But I like that town. It's full of good people, and I want to help them.
Yes, they are.
Maybe we should be questioning them on the night of the thingy. What were they doing?
Night of what?
The night of the murder. That's what they do in like shows, isn't it? Where were you on the night of the blah 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 blah? And then it's like they're like, oh, I was eating a sheep.
How would you know if they're not? How would you know if they're not lying?
I don't know. I'm not a detective.
Well, her story.
I work for Samsung.
Look, her story checks out, so we'll just leave her for now. So we'll bring in Gail.
Okay, so she kind of says thank you, and walks off.
I think we should pick it around it.
Which
I
one's
think we
Gail?
should say it's you.
No, because if you're wrong.
Gale,
then
who
one
is
of
the
them
woodcutter
is
guy,
lying.
he kind of walks over and says, "Hi."
Hi. Okay, so where are you from before you moved to Vandus?
Says, shit, I don't know where I was from. Oh yes, I did. Yes, I did. I actually did. He says, I'm from Crooks
What the fuck is Crooks?
in the east.
Oh.
You have to get the war map out so you know this is an actual place.
How long have you lived in Vandus?
Says, a few months now, 2 or 3.
Okay. Do you have any violent tendencies or?
Yes,
I like killing people on a daily basis.
I like to flip out and stab people.
Well, now that you ask.
I have been eyeing up your throat for quite some time now.
Can I answer me
What a
question?
neck you have there.
What a fabulous neckline you
Have you
have.
ever been charged with the murder of a lord?
He says,
What the fuck is that?
I've got a plan. Listen, go on. What did he
sorry,
say?
wait, what are you asking?
What, okay, have you ever been charged with the murder of a lord?
He says, a lord? No.
Well, you're about to, so you better tell me the fucking truth.
He says, I don't know what you want to know.
Did you kill the lord?
I said, what lord?
Oh, for God's sake. Okay, moving on.
Should we do good cop, bad cop?
Yes! Do you remember our last interview
He says,
with
just
the
tell
guy?
me what you want to know. I only want to tell the truth.
Okay,
That was the last interview with the guy. You ended up killing him.
No, I didn't kill him.
You killed the old man.
No, that wasn't. We didn't do an interview with him. He
Didn't
just.
kill him, just left him on 1 health.
Oh, well, wait, and then
Freezing.
Technically, Lumi did it.
Yeah, she's cool. Do you get it?
Murderer.
Can we observe body language in this?
Can we do an LA Noir?
Yes. The girl who you first
And
talked to
Tuesday.
seemed scared and basically just wanted to help you as best she could. This guy just seems fucking terrified that
Of me.
he's going to go down for something.
Okay, well.
That's what you get from
No,
body
I mean,
language.
like say, because like normally when
That's
people,
what you get from body language.
when people lie, they
You want to see if they have a tell.
they do stuff, or they look away, or they rub their neck, or touch their ear, or something.
Okay,
like
well,
that.
what I'll do is each time you interview somebody, after one question, you can do a perception check to see if you notice a tell.
Oh, that's a good. That's a much better way of doing it.
Will you go pet cop still?
Who's got best perception?
Me, 4.
No, I have 5.
He has 5.
But I have shit rolls.
And I've had good ones so far.
Can we all do it? Can we all do it?
Can we do what we did? Can we just do it at the end?
Oh God, no! Because if James gets a one, he's gonna be like, "It's him! It's him! He did it!"
You can do it after.
I have a tendency to do that.
You can basically do it after one question per person.
Okay.
So if you, for example, the question just asked him, have you ever been down for the murder of a lord? And he said, hell no. You could roll for that question to see if you know he's lying or whatever. Only one of you.
only one? Oh right, okay.
You can't even ask the question. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You believe him, but you feel like he's done something wrong. Like he's like, no, not a lord, no.
Not a lord, no, a lady. Yes.
Like that. So you feel like
can I do the?
he's basically just panicking and he can't quite hold his story together, kind of thing.
I don't think it's him then. Next one.
What? Just off that? Okay, next one then.
Ultimate.
So do you want Haley, the girl with the boyfriend,
Yes.
or Dwindle, the shy guy?
Dwindle the shy guy.
It's always the quiet ones. It's always the quiet ones.
Until it's not.
I thought so hard about these 4 people.
I know you did. I can fucking tell.
Right. So he kind of shambles over a little,
How long-
reluctantly, looking at the ground and holding and like hugging himself the whole way.
How long have you
Is he
lived
supposed to be
in
some
Vandus?
burly woodsman?
No, he's really thin.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
guy.
how
He's really
long have
thin,
you lived
pale
in
guy.
Vandus?
He says about 2 months.
Perception. Wow.
1.
Fuck my life.
Bear in mind, you can only do that on one question you ask him, not every question.
Oh, right, I didn't know that. I thought it was like every question.
Right, we'll leave that for now.
Right, okay. Right, okay.
He just says a few months.
Where did you live prior to this?
Says up near Gemini.
Where?
Gemini.
It's in the-
That's
it's
right around the corner.
It's a city in the north.
Gemini. It's an expensive city.
Basically, every city has this big history. Basically, you know, there's the 4 lords.
Yeah.
Gemini was the 5th lord,
Oh.
and he had twin sons. And upon his death, the city was given to the twin sons. But they argued so much they couldn't decide who was the lord, so it was split into 2 cities, both called Gemini.
Okay.
So he says this from there. You say snake?
Had twin sons.
They're not called solid.
Was it the Les Enfants Terribles program?
No. Anyway. So yeah, he says he's from Gemini.
It's called Alfarius.
What? What?
Alfarius? Never mind.
I have no idea what you're on about. Anyway. Yeah, from Gemini.
Gemini. Okay, well, I don't know nothing about Gemini, so.
Are you gonna roll to see if he's lying?
How long would you say the travelling time between there and Vandus would it be? Would it be more than 2 months?
It would take him like 2 weeks to get to Trollbridge, and then like another 2 weeks to get here.
About a month.
Yeah.
And he said you lived there for 2 months. Yeah. So that is doable.
Seems legit.
Gemini is about as far away from Vandus as Upton Fields is, but you have to kind of go around a mountain.
Yes, it's a bit longer, yeah. Any more questions that we could ask him?
Have you ever murdered a lord?
No. But how would they ever admit to that? Are you trying to make him tell?
Anything else you want to ask him? You've not used your tell roll yet.
Use your tell roll, for fuck's sake.
For that?
To see if he's lying, yes.
Well, I can only use it once.
No, just.
What? It's one big question.
Okay.
Basically, by the
So
way,
what's the
Darton,
It is
you
possible.
know this guy from living in Vandus, and
Oh,
you
right.
know that he's a really quiet guy who just lives by the edge of the woods and never fucking talks to anybody.
Did anyone get murdered in your town?
I say, why did you choose to live outside of Vandus to isolate yourself from the rest of the community?
Just, I don't know.
You don't know? Surely there's a reason why you don't like to mingle with the folk of the town that you wish to live in.
It's just, gotta live somewhere.
Why did you choose Vandus? Is it not like, have you not heard like the nasty stories about, you know, the invading forest and, you know?
It just seems quiet, full of hunters. Gotta be safe.
Why would you need somewhere safe?
You don't want to know.
I do. Please tell me.
We do wish to know.
Just, no, you don't.
Do you realise that you are being charged with the murder and your possible execution, and you don't want to tell us why you feel
If you
unsafe?
believe anything you can get told that could possibly clear your name, we would wish to know it now.
Just, well, I've not done anything. I promise.
We can't take your word for it. You need to give us detailed descriptions of what this is that
Are
keeps
you
you
not
safe
like
and what
him?
from.
It says, well, when I lived in, well, just outside of Gemini, my farm got attacked by ogres, and they kind of killed most of my friends and family, so I thought I'd move there and make a new start, but
Can you use
it's
to
hard
tell?
to move on.
Can I see to tell?
Yeah.
6, 10. Can't tell
Um,
anything, can I?
Is
You kind of believe him.
he changing his pitch or tone while speaking to us?
That's what the
That's
perception
what
check's
the
for.
version we don't know.
Is he
I
hiding
can't-
behind his hands?
people's tells?
Yeah.
Does he have excessive lip licking?
He's not
Is
the
he
Joker.
is he shoulder shrugging in mid speech?
Yes. All the time.
Is he lacking in hand gestures?
Yes.
Yes, he's hugging himself.
Is he speaking in a measured way?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
Really?
Is he sweating?
Yeah.
Is he giving you prolonged eye contact?
No, he's staring at the floor.
I don't know what that is. Is he?
Yes,
Is he?
A defensive,
A defensive
yes,
body
we just said
position.
he's like
Okay.
this. He's basically going, fuck
Well,
off.
most of those are used then.
Google, I love you.
They
Kind
didn't
of.
have that!
Kind of cheating, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, your father was a scholar. You could have read a book and.
I'm dumb as shit. I don't know how to do.
Roll me a Historia check.
Hang on, I'm gonna sit back up now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See if
yeah.
you
Just
remember
go in there,
the
Rob.
ways of the liar.
Roll me a Historia check.
That should be a book.
Sorry,
The
guys.
ways of the liar.
12.
Right, with your history of.
Minus 8.
You're not allowed to use Google.
Oh, you bastard!
If you'd rolled higher than 15, I'd let you look up things on Google because it could have been a book you saw one time.
Shit.
Oh.
We can't all do it. So we
I'm so dumb though when it comes to this
To
stuff.
be honest, with 15 with minus 8 Historia, you'd have to go on 20 anyway. Anyway, so yeah, that's what he says. Do you want to question him anymore?
It's fishy. Cool.
I don't
It's-
know.
I think he's just.
Yeah,
like,
he's-
I think he's just really down on his luck, and he's just been. I don't know about luck.
I don't know, mate.
Let's bring in the girlfriend.
Yes, the girlfriend.
Okay.
The girlfriend and then the
So
fella.
as you grab her, the boyfriend steps forwards and he instantly gets a crossbow pointed at his head and says, "I'm fucking going with her, okay?" And she turns to him and says, "Blake, no, it's okay." She says, "I'm coming with you." And she goes, "They'll shoot you." She says, "Well, I'm watching then." And he puts his hand on his sword. As you take her away.
We need to ask about that
Maybe it was her, and he loves that much that he's trying to protect her because he doesn't want her to go.
I said that!
Did
Oh
you?
yeah,
When did
I
you
said
say
that. I said the reason he's
Oh,
being
I'm
all
sorry.
uppity about it is he's trying to protect the fact that she killed him. She's the
sorry.
murderer and he's trying to protect
So,
her.
Haley.
Haley?
Haley, how did you meet Blake?
She says, I met him at an inn.
Really?
Where?
Classy bird.
Which inn would this be? And where would this inn be located?
Hang on.
Like on
Wait,
that, I just want to show you, like, I know it's not going to help online, but...
It's in
She says,
Timbuktu.
It was around Salts. Salts is the town where you started off, Emily. Lyra.
Oh yeah, I know that. Apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah, I know that apparently.
Yeah, I was just travelling along, and then he came up to me one night, and seemed pretty cool, so if
Put his dick in me.
you want to put it that way.
Classy bird.
How long have you known him?
She says, about, I don't know, 4 months.
Oh.
So you were just in this inn for no reason.
Just, no, like I said, I was travelling, and we
Where,
were...
where were you travelling from?
Oh shit, we were travelling from... Calwy.
Calweef.
Calwy. I'm trying to remember the fucking map in my head. Where is the map?
It's in
I'm
here.
just looking for it now. Yeah, travelling from Calweef down to White Lake.
So
White
you're
Lake
from Calweef.
is down near where you started.
Everton.
No, down near the first town I went to.
Oh,
Lockwood.
What made you
There
end
it
up
is.
in Vandus?
That's not it. I have no idea what the map is.
So,
What made you end up in Vandus?
Just, well, Lake actually seemed pretty awesome, so I decided to come to Vandus instead.
What makes you love Blake? He seems a bit of a retard.
She says, that's my boyfriend you're talking about.
Yeah, sorry.
He
Just
seems
seems-
very. He
He
seems.
does seem heavy and protective of
Yeah, he
you.
seems
That's
overly
what I meant. I
protective
didn't
of
mean
you.
retarded.
Well, he should. He loves me.
Do you love him?
To the extent
Yeah.
of possibly
Okay, you're
causing
gonna get
you and
married.
others harm.
What?
Are you going to get married?
Says, maybe one day.
How many kids are you going to have?
I don't know.
Should we do the game?
oh,
Lyra, I
They
don't
could
think
bring
these
him-
are
bring
appropriate
him in.
questions.
asking the same questions.
Oh,
See
good
if he might
idea.
show.
Okay, let's bring Blake in.
No, hang on. So what? Wait. So what questions did you ask just then?
I know what they
We
are.
said,
Okay.
we said
Sure.
where, how did you meet? Where did you come? Where were you travelling from? Why did you end up in Vandus?
Okay, right, let's just bring him in.
Yes.
Okay,
Good
so
idea.
she comes back and he runs over and hugs her and whispers something in her ear.
Oh.
And then he, with a pissed off look on his face, he walks over with you.
Hello.
Says, what the fuck did you ask her?
I'm not going to tell you exactly what you we asked
well,
her.
we asked her how you and her actually met.
Says, what does it matter?
Well, your girlfriend's kind of on trial for murder. It does kind
Possibly
of
on trial for
matter.
murder.
She didn't
whatever
do
it is.
anything. She's been with me like every night since I met her.
Yeah, but since you
That would make you an accomplice then.
Shush, no, that's not right. Okay, so every night since you met her, but did you ever think about her life
This guy's a
maybe
prick.
prior to when you met her?
What? What'd you say? Do you think of her life prior to when you met
Prior to when you met her? Do you know where she's from?
Yes. Somewhere up near Carvelis. Said she was on her way to White Lake. Got a job there.
And how did you meet?
This is traveling.
We met in an inn. I was travelling along. Used to be kind of a mercenary.
Mercenary.
Ah, it's either him or the girl, I know it is.
You were.
I'm just gonna grab both of them and then at the same time I bring will work.
Were you underpayment or were you between jobs?
No, just wandering from town to town. Just finished a job in Quagmire when I was coming back towards Vandus. Met Haley along the way. Kind of hit it off. Asked if she wanted to come live with me.
That was very quick.
Hey, short life.
Yeah, especially when you're in Vanders.
The forest trying to eat you all the time.
So she just came straight to yours and never looked back.
Yeah, basically.
You didn't think that was weird?
No.
Like she was leaving her family, her friends, all the life.
Oh,
behind?
she doesn't have any. She was a barmaid up in Carvelis, and then she said
Wait,
she'd...
wait. She's from Carvelis?
Not Carvelis, Carweath.
What?
Carweath.
Pidge, got that.
God, I was like, what? Oh, okay, Calweath. So she was a barmaid in
She
Calweath.
said she was a barmaid in Carweath, and she'd got a big job down in White Lake, and she was just moving to work there. And then I met her along the way. She just kind of fell in love. She decided to drop everything and come with me.
Bring her back. Make sure they don't talk. They
no,
don't talk to each other.
Use whole person on him. So he
Oh.
can't move.
Why?
So he
Says
can't
use
move.
whole what?
Use whole person on him so he can't move, and then I'll go and talk to the girl.
Why, hang on, why would you want to
Okay,
stop
no
you?
probs. Oh shit.
You whole person yourself.
How
How does it last? How long does hold person?
Oh wait, hang on. It's not a battle spell, so I don't need to roll, do I?
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Oh no, he rolls resistance, doesn't he?
Stuff like that. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Woo, that was fun.
Oh, shit, yeah, he rolls resistance. And doesn't resist, he stood there. He goes, what the hell did you do to my feet? And then he goes to draw his sword.
I'm just gonna take a step back.
He draws his sword and swings at you and he's like, fucking wizard.
I suggest you put your sword away.
Okay, I'm gonna go and talk to the girl.
Cool, you go up to Haley.
Haley, just a quick question. You know when you're in Calweath,
Yeah?
were you living with your family?
Ain't got none.
What were you doing when you were in Calweath?
Just a barmaid.
Oh, fuck.
Working on
Oh.
the inns.
What did your boyfriend just say to you?
What?
What did your boyfriend just say to you?
Nothing?
They whispered to something.
And I know that's a lie. I saw him whispering something to you. You know that you are really suspicious right now. These men are willing to take you away and possibly execute you for a murder that you may or may not have committed.
She just told me everything was going to be okay and kissed me on the cheek.
Okay, great.
He's kind of protective.
Yeah, a little bit.
I like it though.
Okay, he's our biggest suspect, right?
He is.
He is. It's one of them.
But didn't they say it was someone who's ginger?
Yeah, but why would you just randomly find a piece of hair there unless they cut
Turns out he's just dyed his hair.
Yeah. Why would you find a random piece of hair there unless the person
Why is
had
there
been cut?
It was a big clump of hair, right?
It was like a few strands.
Oh, for sure.
Like they jumped out the window and their hair got caught on some glass and like a bit had been torn out.
Oh, okay.
Would it have grown back if? Yeah, it would have been grown back if.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna use my honesty ring on her.
Okay.
Do you think that would work? It'll work. I don't know though. Maybe not.
You can ask, did you or someone you know... Dude, why don't you ask fucking Artemis?
I've got no prayers left.
God damn it, you are so shit.
What are you so shit? I've run out of prayers,
What do you
dude.
mean you've run out of
You're
prayers?
gonna decide if you have prayers, you're gonna ask Artemis. We could have totally got that.
Double check. I'm pretty sure I've got no prayers left. I've got
I
no
thought
faith.
you
I've got no faith left.
I didn't.
I always use it healing you guys.
I didn't update your prayers, but I did.
Well, we only
It's
did one.
whatever you have in your sheet.
Yeah, it says 0. So
Oh, don't say that.
I have you with 2,
And
but I think you
we
used them.
slept.
we did
No.
sleep, didn't we?
No.
No,
I thought we did.
The Hobbs was this morning.
Oh.
So we rested, but we didn't go.
This
to
is
sleep.
like 8 hours from stuff.
Yeah. We had we rested, like sat down, had some eat, but we didn't actually sleep. So yeah, I've got no fate points, so I can't
Alright
ask
then,
that.
can we ask Case just to wait until you have a nap?
God, we're so dumb.
I know, I
We
don't
are
know
so dumb.
We're not
Case-
we're not asking the
Case-
wrong questions though.
Case rides over to you as a group when you have a few minutes and says, "Have you got any evidence?
Yeah. Well, at the same time, no.
If we don't get this sorted till sunset, I'll just have them all taken away."
Can't do that.
They're all gonna get taken away, guys. No, might as well take them all away now. Because I can't think of anything. I'm shit at
Is there
this
anyone we
kind
have a
of
question?
It's definitely one of them, and we
Yeah.
cannot risk the person getting away. So either
Does
we
it
take
have
one
to
who
be-
we are sure of,
Does it
or we take
have
them all.
to be them? Can't you do that spell again and see if you get any sort of inclination towards one of them?
He says, "I've tried it several times. It drew me to your group, but will not tell me which one of them. Either they are shielded, or my spell is just not specific enough."
Haley, take off your necklace!
She takes off her necklace.
Use the iron cry again.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll...
Yeah.
No.
Darkness.
She does.
Just
Why would it
darkness.
hair? It would link to the person, so why we see darkness?
Unless it's none of the people
Remember,
here.
you saw a magical glow from the woodcutter guy as well, who said he didn't know. Well, he said he had none or didn't know if he had any magic items on him.
Search.
Wait, do we have...
I know, he's been
They've
searched
all,
anyway.
they've all been searched, there's nothing on them.
Yeah, so they would know.
They've all just been patted down for weapons, basically.
Alright, well, we checked the guy to see if he's got any amulets, rings, anything on him.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah? No.
Has he got his axe on him?
No. He is literally has the
It
clothes
was
on
a
his.
stab wound. not
He has the
a-
clothes on his back, and
No,
he
but-
did have a
Like
like a back satchel with him, just like slung over his shoulder. And you rifle through that, and it's just like bits of food and a few family trinkets and stuff. Nothing important. Nothing that seems important.
So what the hell's making him what's making him have a magical aura?
I don't know.
You could.
Maybe he's just a bit. Maybe he's like got latent magical powers. And he's never trained them or something.
You
might be a whip.
You wouldn't get a magical aura from just him.
Hey,
You wouldn't feel a magical aura
something
just
he's
from
giving
the
him a magical
person,
aura, either an
unless
item
he
or
was
he's
casting something.
Either he possesses magic or he's got a magical item. But since we can't find anything physically on it, he has to possess magic.
I don't know.
Or you just have.
Why don't we
Does he have a
just?
tattoo?
Does he have a tattoo?
What's the weakest,
Why don't we just
what's the weakest power you've got?
Splash him with a bit of water.
Yeah.
I can make it rain on him.
If he
Yeah,
defends
make
himself,
it rain
on him.
Yeah.
Do it.
Why don't we just do it? Did do
Wait a second. How long?
and use the truth ring on the
How long
person?
does hold person last?
He's gonna attack you now.
No,
Okay.
I just want to know how long it lasts. D3 rounds. Roll the D3. He's unheld by now, but he's still being watched by the guards. So excellent.
Oh, God's sake.
Right,
If it's not those two, it's that axe guy. Then it's one of the people with a magical aura.
why don't we just write the names down, put them in a hat, shape them
No,
up, and
because you're
pick one
condemning
out?
innocent people if you pick the wrong.
I want to move on.
Case
I want to get back to Upton fucking Fields.
Case looks at you and says, "I said I needed evidence, not a lottery."
Damn it! I
Do you
want to
have-
get back to
Do you
Upton.
have
We
anything
cannot
else to
condemn
give us?
innocent
'Cause all
lives.
you basically told us that they have red hair.
That's
and
all we
they're
know.
from Calvert-
Gideon's
The only reason I'm asking you to interview them instead of me is that your priest knows these people.
Just go and interview them.
James, they're probably wooden horse. I want to go back to fucking Upton.
He says, when we get into Carvelis, they will have thorough investigation, but I'd much rather take the right person with us.
Alright, how me knowing them is going to help? What is this stuff that... Is there anything so far
Do you know
that I
anything
know?
about
I told
them?
you what you know about them.
I'm going for a piss.
Well, because I haven't written it down now, I don't know, I can't remember it.
No, you know that Sally.
Oh.
Yeah, but no,
You
you
know
know what I'm saying?
Sally-
Is everything we've asked them so far, does any of it not check out about what I know about them? Does any of it not...
As far as you know them, they have told the truth.
I'm gonna go up to. Is it Gale who has the magical aura?
The woodcutter guy and Haley both seem to have a magical aura.
I'm gonna go up to the little guy and use my honesty ring on him.
The woodcutter guy.
You best ask me the questions when I'm not there, because if you ask
Do
me
you
questions that I
get
know the answers to,
resist
and
honesty?
I'm not there,
I think
then
you do.
you'll know.
Yeah.
You can tell me, and then I'll tell you if you're lying.
One
I
second.
can't lie with my honesty ring.
Sorry, stop using the orange. You're using it on?
Do you use your honesty ring? Yep.
On the girl? Or the bloke?
The bloke.
The bloke.
What's your name?
Gail Henderson.
Where are you from?
Vandus.
What? You said you moved to Vandus.
Guess where he's from? You've just come from Vandus.
Right, okay. Where are you originally from? Where were you born?
Crooks.
Did you move anywhere else?
To Vandus.
So you only moved
He's
to
a merc.
Vandus?
He's a merc.
No, that was Blake.
Oh,
This is the woodcutter guy.
Do you know
Oh,
why
right.
you have a magical aura?
Says, no.
Fuck.
Oh wait, no, he's honest. Fuck. He says, yeah,
What is it? Why do you have a magical aura?
my shoes.
Ask what the
Are these
shoes
shoes of
What?
big dickery
What
or
are the
something
shoes?
like that?
He says, they're shoes of stealth.
Oh! I called it!
Take him off and do the check with.
Well done, guys. Well done.
How pure blind bloody luck of narrowing it down to two possible people. You have picked somehow the right person.
Oh my God!
Did you murder the Lord?
No.
Oh,
Fuck!
Did you lend the shoes to anybody?
No?
are they your shoes?
Yes.
Where did you get them?
A wandering wizard.
Do you know who the wizard was?
Some kind of brown cloak.
Will you give me what? A brown cloak.
Did he give-
Lots of wizards wear brown cloaks.
Okay.
I was
Not
gonna
that
s-
weirdo.
Another one that made me all crazy.
Shit, if he didn't kill him, where the hell? Oh.
Damn it!
Will you-
Lyra doesn't care anymore. She's just like, fuck, I need those
I
shoes.
know. We need to confiscate your boots for evidence. Give them to me, please.
Okay. He
Oh.
laces them and gives you the shoes.
The bloke's good.
Thank you very much.
rubbed somebody's shoe.
Check the iron walk high anyways, just to see.
I'll see his blackness.
Is it blackness?
On what?
Use the iron
Check
walk
the iron walk
then.
high.
On what?
On the hair.
On the hair.
Blackness.
Use it on the boots!
Can I use it on the boots?
Yep.
Who do you
You
see?
see the other boot.
Oh.
Oh, it's on the pair. On the pair.
You see his feet.
So he's the original owner
These
then.
are my boots now. I have worn boots.
Fuck, we thought we were getting somewhere then. We thought we were getting somewhere! Damn you, DM!
This was meant to be hard.
Fuck, too hard?
I wanted to give you a challenge so you couldn't solve who's stabbing people, okay?
I might stop stabbing people in a bit. Can we not just... Come on, for the greater good, can we not just waste them all?
No, because he's obviously not the guy, because he didn't. So, have you ever killed somebody?
No.
Why do you have shoes of stealth?
He told them from a wizard.
So-
Why? Did you?
Why did you want shoes of stealth?
It says, for nighttime,
Why? What are you doing at night?
going out.
Where are you going?
He's a pervert, isn't he? He's a
somewhere.
Where? He can't. You have to tell me the truth. Where is he
He's a
Is it
going?
not the truth? He did go somewhere.
Okay,
Where did you go?
exactly are you going?
Valera's house.
Who the hell is Valera?
She's so pretty.
Oh my god, you pervert! Did you steal her knickers?
He's been jacking it in the bushes.
Ew,
Oh, yes.
God.
Yeah.
Jimmy Savile Axeman?
Is Valera here with us?
What?
Is she with us? In this group?
He says, yeah.
Who is she? Point.
He points to a girl.
Oh, you disgusting man.
Is she ginger?
No.
To be fair, I'm gonna go over and shake his hand and go, well played.
Gideon, behave!
Sorry, that's genius.
He confusedly shakes your hand.
Okay, I go up to Kate and say he's not the person that you need to be looking at. However, he should be charged with indecentness. In
What,
general.
in charge of being a peeping Tom? I don't
Yes.
think that's illegal.
Not, well, not in the fantasy.
No, it's not.
Not in the fantasy world.
Nah.
Well, not in the fantasy world. It is illegal here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit.
Unless
You
you live in
can't
a,
tell- you can't
unless you
tell
live,
us
unless you live in a
about
Shiite
Right?
society. No
You have
shit,
to tell us
edit that out.
the
You gotta have to edit that out.
You have a telescope, don't you?
Right.
I had one.
I really need the loo, so you guys discuss this one.
Yeah.
Seriously, being like perving on people is like illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is you?
No, I'm not really. I'm not really.
Right, okay.
I do-
They've ruled one person out of the group of people out. One. Right, one person out of them all. We've ruled one out. How many were they? Four. So
we've got one person. So it's either Sally, who I don't think it is. It's either that guy.
I want to condemn that bloke who's bloody being violent all the time purely because of the fact he's being fucking too aggressive all
I
the
know
time.
it's not Sally. We know it's not Sally.
Is it? I don't know.
That is adorable.
Who else?
Yeah, gorgeous. Sophie made it.
That is adorable.
Who else had a magical aura?
The girl with the knobhead boyfriend.
What was it that was giving her the aura?
The necklace, I
necklace.
think.
Can't we do an eye on more Kai on that? Just
Well,
to
what
make
is
sure
just
that.
going to show us the girl?
Well, that's if she owns it.
Nice.
I don't actually
What's
don't
it here?
fucking know. I'm
If she doesn't own
Gideon's
the
gonna
necklace-
just fucking walk back to what to feels on his own at this rate. He's getting well fucked up with the whole
Let's just give
matter.
it all those three then.
Right?
It's easy as pie. Those. I don't think it's Sally, so don't.
Well,
take Sally, but
we've
take
saved
these
one
two.
of them. Can we not just fucking leave it at that?
Yeah, the worst.
It's obviously the only one
investigator.
that is. It's Cal. Wherever Cal Wheat is. If it's close to Calvalis, that's the place it's going.
I just- oh.
Well,
Ow,
they
my
might
head.
not be from Calvalis. That's the problem. They might have just gone to murder that lord.
Any conclusions?
No.
Yeah. Where's that lord? What did that lord do? What was he?
What?
Was he just a random lord?
Was he a twat?
Had he missed?
Was he a
missed any
knobhead,
lords
this
or
lord?
anything on this?
If he was a
Give
knobhead,
me
they
the
don't give a shit, quite
backstory.
frankly.
His name was Lord Devon,
Yeah.
and he was in charge of the finances in one of the high towers of the temple.
I once met a drug dealer.
Basically,
Tower.
half of Carvelis is a giant fuck-off temple to
Yeah.
every single god. So they have all these lords who are kind of... Think of it as the Vatican,
Yeah.
but like half a fucking giant city with all these like white spires and golden
Right.
towers.
Was
And
he a was he
he
a
was kind
bastard?
of in charge of the finances of one of those.
Was he jibbing people?
Yes. No, he was a great man.
Fuck. It's not like he even deserved it either in that case. If he deserved it, then I'd be like, oh, balls to it, don't give a shit.
I don't know.
How long's it been? Is it time? It's supposed to be about an hour.
I think you stumped us on this one.
No.
Fair.
Should we call it there?
No, we're not calling it until it's concluded.
Well, dude, we're going to be recording forever then in that case.
No, it's not.
We can't end it in the middle of this.
Okay, so we've ruled out one guy. He obviously didn't do it. So
It's
Gail.
not the Axeman. It's not the Axeman.
You can
Gail
split
is
it up
the
later
third
and
one.
go next time on D&D apidged.
Oh, I can't be arsed doing that.
You don't like me doing this, you just like beating the shit out of people, don't you?
Well, it's like,
Slashing and dashing and magical bursting and prancing and boom.
I'm just not very good at thinking like this kind of stuff. I'm just.
There's not enough to go on.
The sun is starting to go down.
There's seriously not enough to go on. The sun goes down, he's taking them all away anyway.
He says, Case turns to the woodcutter guy and says, "You, Peeping Tom, go back to your people." And he walks back to his people, holding his head in shame.
And Em's just got his boots.
yeah, I
And Valera slaps him as he walks
do.
up.
Yeah.
Boots of stealth. I love that. That was really
Thanks. I have
funny.
boots
Shoes
of
and
stealth
stuff.
now.
Shoes of stealth.
They don't have
We
that
need that
on.
power more often, just like.
Yeah, you can write that down, Shoes of Stealth.
I don't. I vote that makes people tell the truth.
There's a murder investigation going on. And Ems is stealing people's
Right.
boots.
We've got 3 people
I
left.
have lived up finally to my
Where's your
name as
character
a
sheet?
rope. I think it's down
Oh,
there.
stand there.
'Cause I-
I'm sure the
There
Merc,
you go.
That's your Shoes of
the
Stealth.
guy who's a Merc, that bloke, who's the
Shoes of stealth.
The Deathly Hallows symbol.
The Merc came back from a job
Oh,
killing
bloody
that
hell.
lord. I bet, but I don't know how you're gonna get that out of him. It's that, or she did, and he's protecting her.
What do you want to do, guys? Paul, sit down.
I want to stand up for a little bit. I think better when stood up and I can pace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gideon's pacing back and forth, looking really pissed off.
Gideon just wants to
Stroking
get out
his
of the field.
beard. Stroking his beard in one hand and his otter with the other.
Hey,
Walking back and forth.
where's Autobot then?
Oh! Just chilling in your room.
Come on, something must work. Right. You haven't been questioned. Have you questioned everybody?
Yes.
Pretty much.
Shit.
So,
We are really crap at
Basically-
this.
We've got.
basically,
the
Haley
young girl.
said that she was a barmaid going from
Carweath.
Calweath to White Lake. Along the way, she met Blake, a mercenary. They met up with each other, fell in love. Blake said, "Do you want to come live with me?" She said, "Sure." They moved in. The solitary guy used to live near Gemini. His farm got ransacked by ogres. Everybody died. He came here. The Sally Salts just seems pure good. She was a little orphan who moved here to become a seamstress and is one. Gail was pretending not to have boots and be a peeping Tom.
That girl. It's either that girl's too good to be true. Like she's too good.
I don't know who it is.
What sort of stuff she done for
Vandals?
She helps repair houses. She gives donations to the church every month. She helps the injured and the sick when they're in like injured hunters. She comes and brings some chicken soup, stuff like that.
Who?
Don't you have a truth potion?
I did have a potion. I didn't know what it was.
Potion of truth.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I had a potion.
I remember that actually.
Do you have a potion of truth?
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Or was it me?
You have 3 red potions that you didn't know what they were. And then you found out they were lesser health potions.
No, yeah, it wasn't me.
Gideon has potions he doesn't know what they are.
Oh,
You can't force him to swing them.
Gideon has a silver potion.
try this.
Which he doesn't know what it is.
I thought
He also has...
I had a golden potion, restoration potions, and 3 red ones.
Yeah.
Less it
Gideon is the only one with a potion he doesn't know what it is.
I've got a bird skull talisman as well. I don't know what it does either.
Yeah, you got it from the Cyclops camp in the episode we lost.
Yeah.
What?
The episode we lost, remember, when
Huh?
Gundrick died.
Oh shit. We lost that episode. Oh yeah, we did, didn't we?
The one after it. We didn't lose the one where he died. We lost the one where you like buried him and searched the camp.
Oh, right.
I lost my spider fucking boots.
Okay, we're running out of options.
Alright,
yeah,
choose
she's
one
not.
now.
Yeah.
What
They
the
don't fit.
fuck do we do?
I know.
Because he was a man and you were a girl.
You've got a girl who's really, really good at two-shoes,
You make 'em
which is so good that it's too good to possibly be true, because someone that good would be a perfect disguise and a good cover-up for someone who murdered someone.
Things
Go
are-
from
but-
murderer to really, really
You've also
good.
got to think, right? Pidge has made this, so he's gonna want us to think that it's the Goody Two Shoes one.
Yeah, well,
See, look at that. That laugh says it all right there. He's like,
I just like that you turned on me instead of the people.
because you that's what you do.
Or it's the girl, and I still think that it's the girl and the bloke's covering up for what she's done.
I say just give him an altar case. I don't really care.
Yeah, me and Em's like, fuck this now.
I just want to go up to the fields, go in my chest, and put on my pretty tiara.
To be fair, we have tried, and we've done our best to try and do it, but we've honestly got
Failed.
nothing. We've honestly got nothing to
So
go on.
you're going over to Case and telling them you've got nothing.
We've
Yeah.
got nothing
But
to
you
go
know
on.
it's not the first guy.
Yeah, we know it's not the
We
people.
saved one guy from getting tortured to death, probably.
He says, well, thank you for helping the investigation.
Case there was simply not enough to go on.
Yes. We will take the others away and they will be questioned at Cabel's.
Will you release them? When they're-
Says, if we find out who the true one is.
Okay, you
If
will
not,
find
we'll
out.
just hang them all.
Just use an honesty ring. It won't. What?
Sally's just like, no, I didn't do anything. I've
Wait,
always
wait.
been good.
I told you to tangle me for.
Did you pause it? Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I can. Wait a second.
I'll go for a cigarette.
And you're back in the room. Sadly, Lyra has had to leave after an important phone call, but we're going to end the episode here anyway. So basically, Case has said, then we'll take them all. And Sally's like, no, I haven't done anything. And the knights start putting shackles on everybody's wrists. And as they go to do it to Haley, Blake gets out his sword and runs at the guards.
He's gonna get.
It's him. It's him.
It's gotta be him.
And he rolls the hit. Completely misses. The guard pulls out a sword and swings at him. Crits him. He's dead.
Well, he was a bit of a cunt anyway.
Yeah, he's a bit of a cock, so. So much for a merc. He's fucking used a merc.
He got crit and then 10 damage. He only had 9 health.
He's a really shit merc.
Yeah. Basically, he runs the saber and the knight stabs him. And Haley goes, "No!"
No.
And
Darth
then-
Vader style.
And then she goes really, really quiet and they shackle him. Do you want to do anything? I'd be Lyra. I take off all my clothes.
I'll ask him on out.
So Lyra gets
It's your last chance to come clean if you are the murderer now.
Sally is crying her eyes out, begging, saying she's not done anything. The quiet guy remains to be quiet, and Haley just kind of blankly stares at the guard. Kind of an angry look on her face.
It's gotta be her.
Yeah.
You'd be a bit more distraught if someone that you love just got cut down in front of you. I think we have the criminal.
Then we have the criminal in the expressions in the show.
Kay says, "Oh? And who?"
Well, do you not think that this woman here would be a bit more distraught seeing her supposed lover get cut down in front of her?
She's got all quiet with an angry expression upon her face. Surely she would be in tears, absolutely emotionally distraught over the death of her lover.
She says, "Grief affects people in different ways."
But not quite that. There is still a certain degree of shock that someone must go through.
Not
in order-
just no, and then that's it.
He says, "You feel it's her?
Strongly, yes.
And what proof do you have?"
Again,
I don't know. My mind is so swimming with stuff. I don't know. What evidence can we give him? The fact that they seemed.
He says, "Just tell me what you found out about them, and I'll make a judgment.
Well,
We'll tell them what we
Give,
found out.
give
about.
me your case against her."
well, she met this guy. Pretty much straight away, moved in. You know, he was supposed to be a mercenary. Wasn't very mercenary-like, if you ask me, because the fact that he died very, very quick.
One was travelling north, one was travelling south. She was set to part for a new life in, was it White Lake?
White Lake.
White Lake.
And just so happened.
Met this bloke in an inn, apparently fell in love, and within short notice moved to Vandus with this bloke, giving up all of her plans and ambitions to live with this bloke.
Who was formerly a bit of a dick.
Who was a mercenary and could offer her the protection that she needed after killing someone in a very secluded area.
Says, interesting case. White Lake. Quite far to come from Carvelis. Possible, though. And you said she sought refuge with this man?
Yes.
She claims that they fell in love with one another, but
One does not simply fall in love
one
with
does
someone.
not simply give up all their life's plans for another. You integrate into their life, but you don't just give up everything you plan for that person.
What a nice ending.
Yes. Perhaps. She will be the first to be interrogated. Take them all.
See you guys.
And the knights tie bind their hands and feet, put them over the back of the horse, mount up, say thank you for your help, and throw you a bag of gold, Darton, and then rides off. And that's the end of the episode.
Will you please tell us if we got it right?
You didn't.
But
If you did, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
oh, please, please, because I'm gonna not sleep now, thinking who it could be. Who was it? Because we're never gonna see these people again. I'm guessing.
It was the girl of the boyfriend.
Yes, I thought it was.
You get it right.
Yes, I had no way of proving it, but yes, I knew. Good instinct.
Basically, the magical energy that you felt from her, she has 2 magic items on her, you only found 1. She has a necklace which was basically just like a little god's charm that gives her like +1 to a roll once per day. But she also had a ring that stopped people tracking her, blocked off all tracking and all truth spells. So
which is why the eye
that's why the orb wouldn't work. Had Lyra used the truth ring, it wouldn't have worked. Anything like that. Yeah. So you could have found out it was her through finding that item and being like, why would you need to block somebody tracking you unless you were the one?
How do we know it was a tracking anti?
Because if you'd done arcana checks and stuff on the ring, you could have read what kind of magic it is and things like that.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, basically, the final clue was kind of her nonchalantness of like, oh no, you killed my boyfriend I was using to hide in this town.
No, I said that.
Kind of
It
thing.
sounds like she's not exactly reacting like you would think she would react.
But you condemn 2 people along with her, so that's fine.
I didn't wish that to happen, obviously, but obviously that's just investigative skills are lacking somewhat.
Yes, they're not very good, are they?
He more acts on instinct than.
Darton, you got 30 gold.
Yay.
And Gideon got a fucking headache.
So yeah, that's today's episode.
Sorry, it was a bit boring, guys.
It wasn't
Yeah,
boring,
we-
it's fucking awesome.
If we found out that we're absolutely useless.
Doesn't have to be a
found
fight.
out.
Fights get boring if you do them over and over again. That was a really interesting one.
To be fair, no, actually, it was interesting. But I just wish I wasn't so fucking dumb.
No, it was meant to be hard. Like, I spent ages thinking about it, being like, So, because at first I wrote the story for her. Like, who she killed, why she killed them, what she'd been doing on the run. And then I was like, okay, that's all good, but how would our party find this out? I don't want to make it obvious, it can't just be, usually I have more in the hair, oh, it's her. Oh, I used my ring of truth, oh, it's her. So I had to find a way to block that, and then I was like, okay, so we've got that. So how do I make the others seem suspicious?
I just don't think that you felt. I just don't think you gave us enough evidence, though.
But there wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be hard to find. I gave you the evidence that would have been there.
But that was nigh impossible.
Nothing is impossible.
That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Nothing
in
is
D&D.
impossible. You've just got to find the right way to do it. You could have gone through a million different ways of doing that. You could have lined them all up and fireballed them one by one unless they told the truth. You could have done anything you wanted to do.
Jim,
I was thinking of like throwing like a really weak spell at them to see how they reacted to it. But then most people, if you threw water, I'd be like, what the hell?
make
What are you
like, make like a point. This orb of water would kill you if it hits you. Yeah, we could have done that actually. But then I feel like a fucking cock.
Yeah, to see how they react. But a murderer would probably defend themselves. The ones who go, ah!
You know what would have been the easiest way to do it? Kill somebody and see how they all react.
What?
Just kill somebody and see how they all react.
Yeah, but that's kill someone.
Just to you, come here, yes?
Particularly that's not something I would do. It's not something I would do.
Something Lyra would do.
Lyra would, yeah, if she thought.
Lyra would totally do that. She'd be like, yeah, stab.
Yeah, I'd totally do that. And then I'd take my clothes off. God, Lyra, you got rude. Shut up.
And then Bloomy would grow to an average sized person, and then he'd have like lesbian like magic sex.
No, that'd be cold and awkward.
Damn it!
But she got no features.
She got ass titties.
She got boobs in the ass.
She got
Look at the ass.
ass butt.
Okay.
This is getting a bit wrong.
And on
now.
that note,
We
on
will
that
end this
bombshell,
episode.
I
Right,
believe
guys.
we should end
Thank
this episode.
you very, very much for listening. This has been a long one.
Well,
And we'll see you guys again next time. Enter the Wolf Time does D&D Apidged. See you and good night. Or good morning for whenever you're listening.
Bye, friends.
Goodbye, friends.